I'm I'm going to imagine, like, what could it be like walking in your shoes? I don't know what you've been going through this day, this week, this month. I don't know what's happening in your life. And I love to be kind to people. It's like one of my favorite things. But when is it okay to set boundaries? I think it's always okay to set boundaries. Sorry. It's discontinued. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Sorry, It's Discontinued. I'm Hilary, your host, and thank you for joining me today. Now, the topic for this episode is one we all deal with on a daily basis when we work in retail. Pretty much all of us. We, in my opinion, are pretty much now considered customer service reps. A lot of stores have cut out customer service departments and they've cut positions. They have streamlined customer service, trying to cut costs and adding more to other roles, such as our managers and fellow associates working at different stations and departments. But they've started sending customers to any counter for returns, any type of issue that pops up. Well, yeah, just go to any associate. They can help. So associates are now, for the most part, expected to be able to handle issues that used to be directed to management or customer service associates. So what do you think about that? How do you feel about customer service nowadays in certain stores, especially as customers and especially as associates? So let's talk about it. For a retail job, it usually begins the same way. There's videos, a lot of videos. Watching these videos, little safety videos where Bob just falls over because there's liquid on the ground, or compliance videos. And of course, your run of the mill customer service and how to be the best employee you could possibly be in customer service. Now, the message is always the same. Make the customer happy. Keep the client satisfied. Never let anyone walk away upset. The customer is always right. Right? Well, but anyone who has actually worked the front line of retail knows the truth. Customer service today, it feels heavier than ever. Associates are exhausted, speaking from experience and from my friends. Constant interaction, it wears you down, and not all customers make it easy. They're not all super friendly. You try to smile through the client who whistles across the counter or the store or from quite far away. Hey, you! They whistle at you like you're a dog. You're so tired and you're expected to summon the cheer and smile for that next person that comes by. And a lot of times it just feels like you're surviving just to make it through to the end of your shift. And the service has totally gone out the window. And you're just like, okay, it's 4. I got 2 hours and 15 minutes. I still haven't taken my 15-minute break. I can go get a coffee and then I can go to the bathroom. I'm going to wash my hands. I still have to wipe down the counter. What else can I do until you clock out? Where the real story of customer service begins. It's really in that everyday grind that we're just constantly moving and going, or we're trying to, depending on how busy or slow your store is. But once you're out of training, and you've watched these beautiful videos and everything's so perfect and you've figured out how to solve those issues and the customer leaves happy, when you actually get on the sales floor, the reality, the truth, it hits you fast. Learning the register, dealing with all the little situations and the returns and the exchanges. And it was purchased on a gift card promotion or a point event. Will I lose my points? What if I don't exchange it for the same amount? Why can't you take this fragrance back that I used and it's only halfway filled and I don't have the box and I don't have the receipt? Because you don't have the box, you don't have the receipt, and you obviously used it a lot. Those are the customer service issues that we have to deal with after we've been standing there on tired feet and standing on concrete floors for 7 hours, smiling. Just smile and wave, boys. Just smile and wave. It's one of my favorite things I would tell myself. I would do that when I was tired at work. And, don't get me wrong. There were so many amazing times, but when you're really that tired, I would do that. Just smile and wave. I got 3 hours left. Smile and wave. Or I would sing Holiday by Madonna. I can't sing that now because I'll get in trouble, but it would just help. Associates are the first faces a customer sees. And while most of us want to give our best every time, when you've spent hours on your feet, you have sales goals, endless interactions, especially at those stores where they're constantly busy, like a Sephora or an Ulta. It leaves you exhausted. I actually had someone ask me after I had just witnessed them going back and forth for hours, very busy in a very busy store. She's a manager. And she looked at me. She's like, why do I feel so tired? I feel like I'm pulled in all these different directions. And I just looked at her. I'm like, are you messing with me right now? Are you kidding? And she was serious. I'm like, do you not see how busy you are? How many issues you're solving in like a 30-minute amount of time? You're going over here. You got to grab stock. Somebody spilled something. Somebody's coming in. You've got to check them out. You've got to check them in. I mean, it's constant. Now, there are other stores that it's not that consistently crazy. And you have your clients that are coming in, and these clients demand full-on customer service, answers to their questions. And the store is wanting you to be their style advisor. So you're pulled in all of these different directions, just like my friend. And you're standing there and you'd really just give anything for 5 minutes. I will say, when you witness kindness and those kind moments, which happens too, when you see those moments, that's when you get that sense of peace and you're like, oh, okay, this is why I do this. A customer says thank you or notices you've been running nonstop and shows patience. They wait and you appreciate them so much for just not rushing you and seeing that you're busy and not demanding for you to give them 150% when you have all these other things going on. Those are the moments that keep you going. Now I want to get into the other moments, the ones that make you want to scream. Watching people mistreat associates, especially with customer service issues. People who are just trying to do their job and they might not be able to get a manager. The managers are busy. They're in a meeting and this associate is trying to fix a problem and that client is just not having it. And when you see your friends being mistreated, it can be so just horrible to watch. But it's clear sometimes that clients don't realize it, or more often than not, when they get to that elevated level, they don't care how their behavior affects others. It's rare when that happens, and usually the team will stand up for each other. At least I hope. I know I've done that before. I've supported people. I've had people support me. So there are times when you do hit your breaking point. The client who continuously comes by and they stop to smell the fragrances and they literally stick the nozzle of the fragrance up their nose when you politely suggest a blotter card. And I've actually said, I have to sanitize these. We alcohol them, but it's not possible to do that all the time. And some people, they get embarrassed, but then there are the people who really just could give a shit. And they argue that their way is better because, of course, they're an expert. Then there's the client who spends basically 45 minutes, an hour training you on the products that they swear by, telling you all the stories and the notes. And then at the end, they're just asking for 10 samples because they need more time. They got to think about it. It's like, ugh, you're smiling on the outside, but on the inside, you're really thinking, not today, Satan. No, not today. So, I've hit my breaking point so many times where I've had to pretend I have a phone call. My coworker has called me or said, "Hey, somebody's calling." I've dashed to the bathroom to avoid, the crazy customer, because truly there are days you just can't. And then there are the times you have to stand up for yourself. And it might even border on an HR issue because enough is enough and you're over it. Like the gentleman who had to wait while I finished with another customer. And by the time I got to him, he handed me his employee card with this attitude. And when I tried small talk, he snapped, "What does the card say?" Clearly, he was ready to just unload all of his frustrations onto me. And in that moment, I just flipped a switch. I was like, no, no, thank you. I passed him to my friend and I said, "I'm sorry. I don't think I'm the right associate for you. I don't think I could take care of you." And thankfully, my friend took over and he was fine with my friend, but clearly still had it out for me and came back trying to intimidate me, asking my name. And I spelled it out for him. Yeah. Oh, my name's Hilary, Hilary. And if you need help calling my bosses, then we can talk to them together. It was really stupid now that I think about it, but it just came out. And then in ridiculous mode, I just screamed when he was kind of walking away. I didn't scream, but I did yell kind of loudly, "I'm so glad we work for the same company." Did it make sense? No, it didn't make any sense. Like, it was just so stupid, but I lost my composure. Absolutely. But it felt really good to stand up for myself and just say, no, no, thank you. My other friend did that once when a customer was walking up to the counter who had been to the counter a few times. And whenever they would come, they would yell at us, call names or insult us and just be ready to fight. I don't think that they were doing well mentally. It was kind of challenging, but they would make rounds and kind of come around the department. And I was cleaning the tester unit. My back was, towards the customer. My friend saw them coming and I heard my friend say, "No, nope, no, you got to keep going, keep walking." And I turned in shock and I look and this person just is like surprised. And then they just kept walking. And then they went a few bays down and started to have, a moment with another associate, sadly, but they avoided us. Thank God for my friend, my other friend, good friends. We all look out for each other in retail. I appreciate them so much. So my question to you, working in retail, this retail family, when is it okay to do that? How do you guys feel? Do you feel comfortable, especially now in a world where anger, it feels like it can be everywhere at times, almost dangerous to stand up for yourself? And kindness can seem harder to find. I'm someone who practices kindness. I'm going to imagine what could it be like walking in your shoes. I don't know what you've been going through for this day, this week, this month. I don't know what's happening in your life. And I love to be kind to people. It's like one of my favorite things. But when is it okay to set boundaries? I think it's always okay to set boundaries. I think we're learning that now. But that's the real story of customer service, what we deal with every day. I want to go back a little bit and talk about customer service and how much it's changed. It has changed tremendously. Now, customer service in luxury department stores, it has always been about more than just the sale. It was actually about creating an experience. So, origins of customer service, it goes back to the mid 19th century. Stores like Le Bon Marché in Paris revolutionized shopping by introducing fixed prices, no haggling, easy returns, and even reading rooms where shoppers could rest and browse at their leisure. I mean, can you imagine? That sounds so amazing to be in Paris. Is anyone else going to sit here? I'm just going to read the paper. I'm going to read the local magazine while I shop. So shoppers could rest. And this was the birth of customer care as part of the shopping trip, not just part of a transaction. So in the US, John Wanamaker changed the game by introducing price tags, clear advertising, and his famous promise, goods returnable. It built trust at a time when shopping often felt risky. Then came Marshall Field in Chicago, whose motto, give the lady what she wants, which every girl wants to hear, it wasn't just a slogan. It was a philosophy. He offered unconditional refunds, free delivery, in-store restaurants, nurseries, and even telephones for customer use. They had nurseries. Dang. When I was raising my kids, we had playgrounds, but I had to stay there. But shopping became a day-long experience, not a quick errand. So in London, Harrods, it leaned into spectacle and service. In 1898, they installed the UK's first escalator. Escalator, y'all, 1898. So they installed this escalator. And they were so worried about the customers and how their nerves, by the time they would get to the top, how they would feel. So they had attendants at the top of the escalator handing out brandy right at the top so that they could calm their nerves. I mean, that's pretty badass. Okay, Harrods. But the message was clear. Luxury meant care. It meant comfort and attention to detail. So the golden age of beauty counters from the 1940s, 1960s, the mid 20th century, department stores became theaters of beauty. And that's when Estee Lauder famously pioneered the gift with purchase, your GWP, in 1947 at Saks, proving that pampering plus a perk could build loyalty. That was customer service. Beauty advisors weren't just selling, they were trusted guides, offering artistry and facials, personalized attention. What an experience! And shoppers came in for this experience as much as the lipstick. It was a treat. and it got them out of the house, hopefully without the baby. You fast forward to the early 2000s, and luxury service was more about personalization, and Saks launched the Fifth Avenue Club. Neiman Marcus expanded stylist programs, and Nordstrom became legendary for its no questions asked returns, which we've all heard about it. Alterations, concierge gifting, VIP shopping suites. Service was flexible. It was face to face, not online, and it was elevated, still elevated up to the 2010s. So now you fast forward to 2025 after the pandemic and everything shifted to a lot of buy online, pick up in store, curbside pickup. And a lot of appointments you can actually make online through the stores and their websites. And this is where artistry and spa events come in. I want to talk about customer service for these moments, and especially in cosmetics, and how these appointments can really be impactful in positive and negative ways. So, on the surface, when you can get an appointment and a client seems really genuinely interested for your, artist events or your spa events, or you're having a beauty event, or even your styling trend show events, you get a client that is going to come, they've committed, and you want to create an incredible experience. So a lot of times customers, you come in, you sit down, you might get pampered with a makeover, a facial, and even a glass of champagne. It feels indulgent, and unlike at a salon, there is no upfront fee. There's no charge. And the word that gets passed around for these appointments, for your trend show events and so on, your makeup events and spas, the word department stores love to use, which is probably our least favorite as associates, is complimentary. Complimentary. Do you like the sound of that word? When it's you getting the thing that's complimentary, oh yeah, it's my favorite. But when someone is taking advantage and using that word and it affects you negatively, not my favorite. No. Um, Complimentary, it gets thrown around too easily nowadays. And here's the thing. I know back in the day, in luxury retail especially, complimentary was expected. You really didn't have to say much. Clients would come in, it was complimentary, but they would leave with bags. They were loving to shop. So, complimentary nowadays, should it be complimentary? Now, the unspoken rule, especially in cosmetics, with a makeup application, even spa or facial events, the unspoken rule has always been that these services come with a 3-item purchase minimum. We are not allowed to say it. A lot of stores don't want you to say it. It's against the rules to say it. If you get caught saying it, you might get in trouble. But all associates know and tell each other and support each other where it shouldn't be free or complimentary. It should be at least with a 3-item purchase when you're getting a makeup application or you're getting your facial and trying some new skincare. Now, every customer is different. If a client is genuinely coming in to try something and you trust your instinct, this is a genuine appointment. But someone who's coming in to take advantage, that's when it's no, no, ma'am, boundaries. I mean, these are all professionals. We're all professionals. Maybe not everybody has a certificate or some sort of license, but the experience and the training from the brands. Clearly, the brands respect and know that this person can take care of certain situations. These are professionals and they are working on commission, and their time and their artistry, it has value. Some clients understand this. They show up, they're on time, they respect the appointment and already plan to buy. And that's when the event feels like magic. The appointment goes smoothly. You're having fun. You're connected. But others can treat it like an open buffet. Truthfully, they just show up. They're late, they overstay, or they walk out with like a lipstick after over an hour of artistry. And one item, it doesn't cover the expertise or the sales pressure and the energy that the associate has just put into this appointment. If somebody genuinely is happy with a few items, I'm thankful. It doesn't have to be $1 million, but just having someone pick, the minimum 3 items and take time and want to really, really enjoy the product, it means a lot, especially for all the effort that you put into this experience for the customer. Now, a fun fact. So Saks advertises complimentary beauty services right on their website. Macy's does too, even promoting free personal stylist programs. Dillard's also offers free beauty services. You can book it right online, just like tailoring or bra fitting. Now, everywhere you look, the word is free. But here's the problem, in my opinion. This model hasn't really kept up with reality. Salons charge for every service, and no one questions it. Imagine walking out of a nail salon or a hair salon and saying, "Oh, thanks. I'll think about it." It would never work. You can't do that. But yet in retail, decades of complimentary, it's really kind of created entitlement, in my opinion. Some customers just assume it's complimentary. Now, I love this because Sephora, meanwhile, has flipped the model. They now charge for a 30-minute service, a full face, or lashes, and purchases don't cancel the fee. It's totally separate. And they enforce these boundaries. If you wait to cancel within 24 hours, you're still charged. Arrive late, you lose time. And the message is clear. The artistry and their artist who takes care of the clients, they are valued. I love that. The stores and the brands are behind the artists. They are licensed. So what if department stores adopted even a small upfront fee? Do you think it would change things? Do you think it would make it more beneficial for the stores, beneficial for the associates? Clients would commit. I know it's not as easy to get customers in and make appointments, but when you do, these are quality appointments. Clients who genuinely want to come in and have the experience and appreciate the brand, are excited to try new things, really need some things. And associates wouldn't feel pressured to justify their time. And the artistry itself, it would be more respected because the store is saying, I value my associate. In order to come and visit them, at least you need to make a small upfront payment or fee towards this appointment that could go towards products. Right now, associates are left with no shows or late arrivals, people taking full facials and walking away without anything. I even heard a story about a client who showed up 45 minutes late and tried to pass herself off as the next appointment. She was supposed to be there at 11, came at 11:45, and then tried to pretend that she was the 12 o'clock. Oh my gosh. The associate, thank God, caught on, knew what was up, and was asking questions. And in those moments, I really think being clear and setting boundaries like Sephora, it's not rude. You're really saying no, and that's okay. Telling a client this service is complimentary with a qualifying purchase, it shouldn't be difficult. It shouldn't be illegal in these stores. It's protecting your time, your sales goals, and your sanity. You deserve to be sane. It's okay to have quality appointments. Because when it works, when the client respects the artist and they show up, they're going to commit, like I said. So I know that's a lot in this episode, a lot of customer service info, and we're just touching the surface. So I want to know what you guys think. What do you think on customer service, on appointments and setting boundaries, using the word complimentary? How do you feel about it? So until next week, I wish you all a fabulous week. Please take your breaks. Say no when you need to. Ask for help if Loony Linny is walking around the corner. You don't have to help everybody. And sometimes the customer is not right, and that's okay. So I love you, retail warriors. Have a great week. All right. Bye. Thank you so much for spending time with me behind the counter today. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow Sorry It's Discontinued on your favorite podcast app and leave a quick rating or review. It really helps our retail family and fellow customers find the show. You can also connect with me on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Sorry It's Discontinued. And if you have your own behind-the-counter story, a discontinued product heartbreak, or a beauty or retail industry confession, send it my way. Your story, it might be featured in a future episode. You can send me a message at sorryitsdiscontinued.com. Now, this podcast, it's independently produced and is not affiliated with any brands or companies mentioned. All stories and opinions shared are personal, reflecting the real-life experiences of those who've worked in this industry with heart and hustle. Thank you for being here. And remember, as cheesy as it sounds, a smile can really brighten someone's day. Honestly, whether you're behind the counter or shopping in front of it. Okay, see you next time. Bye. Sorry. It's discontinued.